Hello, my name is Amelia Nagoski, and today I'm talking about a thing that I invented. And Emily was like, "Let's put that in the book," and then I forgot. I forgot that I could apply it to other things. Today I'm talking about the new hotness. This is from chapter 5. It's a thing that I invented. I had a gig coming up, and there were very specific requirements for what the attire had to be. So I was shopping. And, I'm like a size 14, 16. Options are limited in that size range, especially for formal wear. Anyway, I found this dress and I put it on and I was like, bam! New hotness. And it was me remembering this line from Men in Black 2, Will Smith talking to Tommy Lee Jones. Here, I'll put the video link in.
You used to drive that old busted joint. See, I drive the new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness.
New hotness. So I'm in the dressing room in this fancy designer boutique. And I'm like, I take a picture and I text it to Emily. I'm like, all caps, new hotness. And she was like, yeah. What new hotness means is an appearance that appeals to you, that makes you feel good, regardless of the culturally constructed ideal. Maybe it's that you conform to the socially constructed ideal and that makes you feel great. Or maybe it's that you feel great regardless of the socially constructed ideal, which gets easier and easier and more common the more you practice. So if you just look at how you are right now and you're like, bam.
New hotness.
New hotness. Like, my scarf is crooked, new hotness. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be what anyone else expects to be the new hotness, to be exactly what feels great right now, and that the socially constructed ideal is just that, a socially constructed external ideal that has nothing to do with you. It's just the world telling you, please fit in this box for me, because I like it better when people fit in the box. And the thing is, when I invented the new hotness game, I already knew that I didn't need to conform to the socially constructed ideal. So when I wrote the new hotness song, when I played the new hotness game with there's me in my size 16 shorts with my hairy legs, new hotness, I've got a big old scar, new hotness. Boy, are my acne's acting up today, new hotness. Like, I genuinely already knew deep in my brain that how I was fundamentally acceptable, not broken or flawed. I hadn't figured that out for autism when I made the chapter 5 video. I am not here to take you along with me on my journey of discovery. I don't. But look, in between videos, I'm on a journey of discovery, so you're gonna see some of that. And this is me. This is me discovering, again, a thing that I already knew, which is that the ideal is socially constructed, and we don't have to conform to it. This has always been rather easy for me in terms of my body. I had chronic illness and chronic pain, so I did not love my body, but I was not obsessed with conforming to the socially constructed ideal, like in the same way that Emily was. Emily has always struggled more than I have with the culturally constructed ideal and like really feeling bad about not being able to conform to it. So I was in therapy this week talking about why this hurts so much, this sense of I should be able to connect with people the same way that other people connect with people. I should be able to. I'm supposed to feel this way about these things, and I'm supposed to have this kind of reaction. And I was like, oh, it's the supposed to that hurts. It has never hurt me in my life before I got a diagnosis, that I didn't bond to groups the same way as other people. But after my diagnosis, it really hurt me. And then in therapy, I was like, oh, who said I was supposed to? But it never occurred to me that you can be healthy, you can connect, you can have meaningful relationships, you can be the wife and the sister and the parent and the friend that you were always meant to be, your best self, even if it's not the same as what society holds up as the ideal. Like it was information I knew rationally, but it didn't sink in till I was like, oh my God, it's the new hotness for autism. I had already written a song for new hotness for body size and shape, I texted Emily, genius insight. There should be a new hotness song for autism. And she was like, cool, make it happen. You can write that in 10 minutes, right? It took more than 10 minutes, but yeah, I wrote a new hotness song. Before I sing the song, I want to get back to the strategies I talked about when I talked about the chapter 5 things of what autistic people can and can't learn from the body positivity movement. And one of the things we talk about specifically in the book is embrace tiger. This is also an idea that I brought to Emily, and she was like, that's it. Yeah. Embrace tiger, which is the mess, which is the fact that there is a socially constructed ideal that isn't just like a beauty ideal that your vanity aspires to, but it creates structural impediments and stigma that actually stands between people and their well-being, their access to healthcare, their access to infrastructure resources. And the same is true for autism. Somewhere in my Embrace Tiger practice, my difference had become part of tiger as a struggle to be overcome. And the parallel to body positivity would be that like my fat was a struggle to be overcome. And that's just not true. Once I apply the principle to a different context, it just is true that my difference is just a difference and not a disability. It just is true. I had all those feelings about it because I believed that there was one way to be a person in the world. Even though I'm very practiced at seeing my differences, my nonconformities as strengths, as beauties,
New hotness.
as the new hotness, I missed it with autism. Yeah. When it comes to sleep and the autistic brain's increased challenges of getting adequate rest, there is an objective standard. Do you feel rested? Are you getting enough rest? And it's just more difficult for autistic people to get enough rest. And it's possible, and would be more possible if we were all free to just live our lives and didn't have this grind culture, post-industrial late capitalism to contend with. In that instance, there is an interior challenge to be overcome. And in terms of connection, yes, there is more challenge to get adequate connection. There's more challenge. But like with sleep, the amount you need varies from person to person. And it's okay if you need less, and it's okay if you need more. And with connection, it's okay if you need less, and it's okay if you need more. And I don't know why it just didn't occur to me that it's okay for me to, have a different need for quantity and quality of connection than other people. So I wrote a new hotness song to make it clear to me so that I'd remember. You're lovable and lovely, but facing the world takes nerve, 'cause the world has views on who we are and tells us what we deserve. You're a superstar in the classroom, and your grades are A's all days. But the other kids say you don't act like them, so they don't want you playing their games. Well, fuck that noise, the world is wrong, and here's your true theme song. You're the new hotness, they're the new hotness, I'm the new hotness, we're all the new hotness. You're the new hotness, they're the new hotness, I'm the new hotness, we're all the new hotness. You're employed, enjoy adulting, you can focus, appear to have grit, but you avoid eye contact and shaking hands, so your boss wonders whether you fit. Or you communicate in your own way, but don't speak with words like most. So they treat you as if you're not there at all, and wonder why you seem provoked. Well, fuck that noise, the world is wrong, and here's your new theme song. You're the new hotness. They're the new hotness. I'm the new hotness. We're all the new hotness. You see someone, they don't act like you. You feel the judgment build in your brain. But just noticing thoughts and singing this song is how we all create change. You learned that noise when you were young, and now we can teach everyone. You're the new hotness, they're the new hotness. I'm the new hotness, we're all the new hotness. You're the new hotness, they're the new hotness. I'm the new hotness, we're all the new hotness. The new hotness game has very simple rules. You look at your body, your clothes, your hair, anything about your appearance, and you label it the new hotness. Because it doesn't matter what it used to be, it doesn't matter what it's going to be, and it doesn't matter what the external forces say that it should be. You are the one who decides. And when we take away the word beautiful, a lot of people are like, well, you don't tell me that I'm beautiful, because beauty just means conformity. And yeah, words are loaded. Yeah. So if the word beautiful is troublesome, new hotness is new and isn't laden with old meanings and external pressure. Like, I'm totally new hotness today. Like, this is no problem for me to be like, yeah. I mean, I'm not one of those Instagram girls with the hair and the eyes, and I have no interest in conforming to that ideal. I'm aware that the way I look has an impact on people, and that if I did conform to the socially constructed ideal more closely, there would be advantages to that. And that's when I return to embrace tiger, return to mountain. Like, I'm aware that there would be advantages to conforming to the socially constructed ideal, but if I strive after that, that striving is going to be much more negative to me, even though there absolutely are negative consequences when you don't conform, and the less you conform to the socially constructed ideal, the more negative those consequences are. But those negative consequences are not a result of who you are. They're a result of the friction between who you are and who the world expects you to be. And you know what's really great about being autistic? That's such an advantage. Is that I really, really don't need other people to like me or to approve of me. It's funny because this is such an old idea to me. I mean, the OG New Hotness text was sent from a boutique dressing room in 2014. It's been 7 years of the New Hotness game, and it's very easy for me now. And because I'm so practiced at that, allowing autism to slip into the place of body image was much easier. As soon as I remembered that I had that choice, that I had that option, that there isn't actually an ideal. There's just me and my life and the people in it. And do we work it out? Yeah, we do. So it's fine. Oh, duh. Duh, Amelia. I don't want to like belittle my or anyone else's like painful journey through like exploring all the hurt of nonconformity. Like, it's traumatic. It's genuinely traumatic. So of course I had noise and bullshit in between me and my understanding. I'm not claiming it should have been easy. Like, no, that's really hard. And it took me, a decade to figure it out for body image. And it only took me 3 months to figure it out for autism. So go me. So the New Hotness came. Does this idea help anybody else but me? Let me know. And in the meantime, you need somebody to play the New Hotness game with. That's someone just to text back and be like, yeah, they're the New Hotness. And remind you that not only are you fabulous just as you are and deserving of love and care and resources, but also that you don't have to worry about conforming to a socially constructed ideal. Even when the socially constructed ideal is telling you that there's a fundamental rightness to what it has to say. I'm about health, it says. I'm about your well-being. this is the standard that humans must comply with or they won't be healthy. It's hard to resist that idea. It's hard to resist it by yourself. So remember who the real enemy is, because the cure for burnout is not self-care. It's all of us caring for each other.
New hotness.